Welcome to SEPT Orientation Program for the new students as well as parents. I'm Samir Shah, Dean, Foundation Program. Along with me today, we have Vishal Mehta, Program Chair and Coordinator for Studio, and Catherine L. Danka, Program Chair and Coordinator for ROWC and Perspectives. Today, let me begin by congratulating the students along with the proud parents for getting admission at SEPT University. Parents must be feeling that one milestone achieved in life, that your child is on the path of becoming a professional. Now, who is a professional? A professional is a person who is prepared to tackle a specific problem or task by extended study or training and practice. And SEPT University is exclusively into training human habitat professionals. As you must be aware, India is the second largest country in terms of population and one of the fastest growing economies. By year 2025, we will have more than 68 megacities and a supply gap of 82 to 86% of built environment professionals. This means there is a very big gap in the supply of quality professionals. Hence, it is very important for us to understand what SEPT University is offering. With over 1800 students and 400 faculty members, SEPT offers 5 UG programs, 18 PG programs, and 2 doctoral programs. In a globalized world, it is important to get international exposure, and to facilitate this, SEPT has a tie up with over 30 universities worldwide. A student from here, based on the merit, gets a chance to study for a semester or more in one of these universities, and their students study for a semester or more at SEPT. Of course, this happens at higher semesters. In India, from this field, approximately 27,000 students graduate every year. And yet, more and more large projects are awarded to foreign firms. Though there are multiple factors for this to happen, but one of the prime factor is mediocre skill levels and problem solving abilities of the young professionals. The most apparent reason for this seems to be the archaic ways of teaching. Hence, SEP management decided to have a relook at the pedagogy which was then practiced and started an initiative for a change. For the past 4 years, SEPT has been taking batches of faculty members at London Design Week, an international event where major universities based in London participate in showcasing their students' work. This gave the faculties and key decision makers at the university the impetus to focus on developing skills and abilities of the students to reach comparable levels. This is how CFP was initiated.
At CFP, we have three components: studio, reading objects, writing craft, and perspectives. This components helps you to hone your skills for future. Further, the studio component is divided into four other modules: visualize and draw, make and learn, analyze and interpret, and conceptualize and represent. Under visualize and draw, we have exercises like sketching 1 and 2, freehand drawing, technical drawing 1 and 2, how things work, imaginative drawing, topography, and digital representation. Under make and learn module, we have model making, joining elements and materials, making and testing structures. Under the module of analyze and interpret, we have deciphering ordering principles, color theory, deciphering and interpreting styles, building elements and materials, and mapping and data representation. Under conceptualize and represent, we have tackling a design problem. This is where the students apply all the skills and abilities that they have learned throughout the year to a design project. The academic calendar for year 2021 has been prepared and shared with you. Please go through it. Here are some important dates. The semester 1 begins on 5th of November and ends on 11th of March. And the semester 2 begins on 22nd of March and ends on 23rd of July. There is 1 week break in between, And also, the Diwali break has been cut short to 2 days because of the late start and the COVID situation.
To see practically what this calendar means, let's look at some landmark points along the journey. In week 1, you will start with drawing lines of various types and move on to shapes and forms. By the 8th week, you will be drawing, meaning you will actually be constructing complex assemblages of 3D forms and also learning how to render them.
In the 12th week, you should be able to draw such a complex exploded axonometry drawing, annotate it, and label. Trust me, when you reach this milestone, there would be enormous joy and satisfaction. Also, part disbelief that you could do this. By the 25th week, you should be able to draft technical drawings of a building with details, either manually or through CAD.
By the 27th week, you will have a clearer understanding of the structure of a building, the building elements or joinery, as well as the technical details corresponding to these.
By the 31st week, you would be trained to be able to collect data, analyze, and represent it in different ways. By the end of 36th week, you should be able to use all the skills, abilities acquired during both the semesters and tackle a design problem and represent in unique way which best represents your ideas, processes and thoughts.
By now, you already have a sense of how densely populated is the arena of what you will know by the end of this academic year. The only way to get there is to divide everything into manageable pieces, to make sure everything has its time and space. In the case of the studio, the modules have been divided into multiple exercises in a progressive sequence. Learning one and honing your skills with it will enable you to move on to the next. Each of these exercises will be graded individually, so you constantly have a sense of how you are doing. At the end of the semester, your overall grade will be calculated based on the weightage given to each exercise. For example, during the first semester, the culmination exercise is very significant. It carries 30% of the weightage and needs you to show that by this point you have internalized and can comfortably practice all the skills focused on earlier.
This is the weekly calendar. As you can see, the students have to work from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. with 1 hour of lunch break and half an hour of tea break in between. The students have to continuously and consistently work for 10 hours a day for the whole year to fulfill the requirements at CEPT and CFP. So, how does a studio exercise unfold, or what is the process of a studio exercise? Before the exercise starts, the students will be distributed into different units. The faculty to the student ratio is 1 is to 15. Also, we will conduct workshops and tutorials for introduction to online platform and softwares which are helpful in online teaching. We will also share recorded lectures and exercise package with the students. The exercise starts with an introductory session and followed up with a discussion and feedback sessions, interim submissions and final submissions. Post that, the grading happens and the results will be declared within 2 weeks of that. If a student is unable to clear the exercise, he or she can join the extra teaching classes.
I'm going to take it for granted that you have very few self-doubts about your ability to draw. Even if you feel you don't yet have the skills, you know that's what you want and need as a professional, and that's what you're here for. I'm also going to take it for granted that your relationship with writing may be more complicated. Why, when I'm a designer, can I not draw to show people what I mean? And of course you can do that. But many of us regular folk also need to be persuaded with the use of the right words accompanying the drawing or model. We need for someone to be able to draw us into the way in which you function as a designer, to have just the right explanation at just the right time. And just like with drawing, learning the techniques to explain, describe, convince takes time and practice and investment, but it pays off. What we aim to do together through this course component is to develop an array of strategies and techniques, tricks of the trade as it were, that we can use whenever we need to discuss our work or reference work that already exists within the discipline that we are part of. We will keep asking ourselves how a reader is likely to read what we write, what would make them more interested, more attentive. And we will also keep asking ourselves what are our strengths when we communicate, and which are the areas in which we lack as yet the skills or the confidence to be truly effective. By the end of the year, we should be able to write basic professional communication pieces such as emails and notes, captions for images, and short introductory work. We should also be able to learn independently, conduct research, and piece it all together with our existing knowledge through active reading and put that across. It is at the end of the year, in fact, when it all comes together into your own booklet of various types of writing. And that's when you realize how far your own ability to use words has come. And maybe we shall have this conversation once again at that stage. You will soon have a separate introduction to how the writing process is going to work, and we will have the opportunity to discuss it in detail. For now, though, here's a quick overview. We are going to use as much of our class time as possible on guided writing. That means we are going to get out of the habit of waiting for inspiration or for long stretches of time before we write, and get used to a process in which we are able to sit down and write what we need to anytime. You'll be surprised how many people postpone their writing tasks because they are unable to write when writing is needed, or leave it for the last minute when the pressure compels them to write, but also significantly brings down the quality of the text. In order to be able to get out of that habit, we will make sure that we are all constantly aware of the reason why we work on each exercise, what we are trying to learn through it, and that we have access to all the materials to be able to go through them at our own pace and focus on what is most necessary for each of us. We will work as a group within which we will strive to build as much comfort as possible, and all of us will have access to our work in progress since our documents will be uploaded in folders which are shared with everyone in the unit. We will use Google Classrooms for submissions, and all the feedback you receive is going to be written to make sure you're able to keep track of it and make the required changes. This will free up our class time for actual writing and discussions with individuals and smaller groups. Once you receive your grades for each exercise, you will be able to rework the assignment if you want to and resubmit it. And finally, our perspectives, discussions, and lectures will be the time when you can truly think beyond where you are now, beyond even what your own discipline will teach you. These are snippets. They are vignettes that we encounter once a week. Some days it will be music, others movies, others documentaries. You'll have to make space for them. Take the leap, give yourselves an hour in which to not worry about exercises and submissions, and instead just listen, discuss, ask questions, and get a glimpse of the wondrous life that's happening around us all the time, that we can all encounter and bring into our work, however indirectly. Why talk about the arts and social sciences at all, you'd ask? Because each one of them is a language, a way of seeing the world, a perspective that intermingles with everything else that we do. Every chance encounter could provide inspiration, could be a reminder of the many things that we can know and experience. For Reading Objects Writing Craft, we follow a similar system to that of the studio. You have a series of exercises, each building upon the previous ones and upon the knowledge that you are acquiring in the studio. Unlike the studio though, where exercises follow each other neatly with very little overlap, in writing we shall constantly have at least 2 different texts that we are working on in parallel. One reason for this has to do with the fact that we will ensure you have detailed feedback for each draft of your submissions, and that takes time. Additionally, if you want to be able to see your writing as a reader would, sometimes you need to step away from it for a few days before you're able to do that. The perspectives component of the course is where you will have all the freedom. While all of us need to be present during the sessions, what and how you take from them is left entirely to you. You may turn the thoughts triggered by a guest speaker into music or poetry. You may try your hand at analysis using the tools that you'll have to decode pieces of art. Whatever your choice may be, as long as you claim it and you're able to communicate through it, it's valid. At the risk of repeating ourselves, try to keep this in mind through both the semesters. The program you are about to start is a non-GPA one. You need to pass in all the components in Studio, Reading Objects, Writing Craft, and Perspectives in order to progress from semester 1 to semester 2 and from semester 2 to the second year. Why have grades at all then? Each exercise, whether in Studio or ROWC, which is Reading Objects, Writing Craft, will be graded. This will allow you to identify what you are really good at and what you need to work on some more. For instance, it's quite possible that your skills when it comes to technical drawing are excellent, but when it comes to imaginative drawing, you did not do quite so well. We're telling you this now so that you do not use the grades as a yardstick or a measure of comparison with friends and foes. They are tools, they're indicators to help you focus and take stock of your progress. We're working with grades, not with numbers. When you're graded, you're likely to receive an adequate, good, very good, or excellent. That means you have passed. Try to always remember that we have a high pass. Adequate is the equivalent of a numerical slab between 60 and 69. So to reach adequate performance, you need to do quite well, but obvious considering that your professional life will require no less of you. Should your assignment be graded unsatisfactory or inadequate, you will know that you need to work on it some more. You will be able to do that in specially organized extra teaching classes for Studio, and you will also be able to do that for Reading Objects, Writing Craft with guidance from your tutors.
The whole year at CFP is going to be online. So here are the basic requirements that the student has to procure before the 5th of November. These are internet connection with unlimited data plan, desktop or a laptop, a digital pad with a pen or a stylus, softwares like Autodesk Sketchbook, AutoCAD, InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, SketchUp, Rhino, ArchiCAD, Microsoft Office, and VLC Player. The students are requested to procure this software on their own. We'll be using online platforms like Google Classroom, Google Drive, Google Doc, Google Slide, Miro, Zoom, and YouTube. The license for Miro and Zoom will be shared by CEPT University. Also, we have shared the list of stationeries via email. Please try and procure all of them in the list before the 5th of November.
As we near the end, let us remember that this is the moment we are setting the tone for the entire academic year. Learning and teaching online are challenging tasks, more than anything else because it will take work for all of us to establish the kind of learning community and relationships of trust which allow us to work well together. On our part, we will strive to approach each of you with trust and compassion. We understand that times may come when you need support, or perhaps there are days, especially in these troubled times, when you are not able to achieve as much as you would want to. We trust you to approach this program with a sense of responsibility and honesty that being a young professional entails. We also understand that spending a lot of time online is taxing, and we will all try to make the time we spend together as efficient as possible. This will mean that both the faculty and you, our students, will have to come to class with a clear sense of purpose of what needs to be discussed. Communication is going to be essential, and to make sure we don't get lost between platforms, we will use only our official CEPT email addresses for this. Please make sure yours is activated and you have changed your password and join the various classrooms to which you will soon be invited as soon as you can. Please also make sure that you and your guardians realize that at this stage in your education, all our official communication will be with you. That means that after each exercise, you will receive your grades. You will also receive your attendance records. It will be your responsibility as a student to share these with your parents and guardians. Do that especially if you feel you are not doing very well, so they are able along with us to support you. Remember and remind them as well that you need to have at least 85% attendance in order to have a fair chance of learning as much as possible through this course. Anything less will disqualify you from progressing to the second semester or the second level. In case of medical issues, your attendance will still need to remain above 75%. All the policy details regarding this are in the handbook. And finally, we will again and again emphasize peer learning. We encourage you to share work with each other, discuss, understand things together, support. Plagiarism, though, is something we will take very seriously. We will discuss what constitutes plagiarism in case you are not sure, but for now remember this as a thumb rule. If the idea, the words, the drawing have come from somewhere else, please acknowledge them. Having said this, let us return to the support systems we have in place. Whatever happens, remember that at this stage in our learning, any problem can be addressed. There's pretty much nothing that cannot be sorted out with good communication, so don't worry about whatever it may be and just reach out. Here are some of the things that we anticipated. Please use this list and the email addresses provided in it to email people who can provide support. In case of illness, please email your tutors, studio or ROWC as soon as you can to indicate that you cannot be present or you cannot do some of your work. That will enable them to help you to plan later. As soon as you are back, make sure you submit your medical certificate within 5 working days to the teaching team and to Palak from admin. Please email and copy the email to admin when you are not able to attend sessions as well, indicating the reason. Make sure that if you cannot submit an assignment, you email your tutors at least 24 hours in advance so they know what steps to take. If you have queries about your grades after each exercise, please email the tutors and the program chair for the studio and email the program chair for ROWC with copies to the tutor and the TAs. We have a team looking after the extra teaching classes in studio. If you need to know anything about those, please email Maulik, who is in charge of it. We hope that we won't need it, but we have a process in place for addressing student grievances at the end of the semester when the final results are out. Read about it in detail in the handbook. If you need support with your email address, access to the portal or any other IT issue, please contact the help desk. Under non-pandemic circumstances, CEPT offers the services of a counselor. Now more than ever, everyone is feeling the pressure of the times. If you feel the need to reach out to a mental health specialist, please contact Tejal at the SSO, who will connect you to the campus counselor. Don't hesitate. Remember, we need to look after our mental health, after our mental well-being, just as we address any other ache or pain or illness that we feel. Make sure that you familiarize yourself with what constitutes sexual harassment and with the very important provisions of the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act. Once again, do not hesitate to make clear situations and behaviors which make you uncomfortable. In case you experience any instance of sexual harassment which you want addressed institutionally, CEPT has a gender parity mission set up to do this. Please contact them and let us know if you need help. We hope that by now we have evolved a culture in which ragging does not take place. You will have signed by now an anti-ragging form. Please make sure you do not, under any circumstances, subject anyone to abusive behavior, not seriously, not as a joke. If you experience it and want support in addressing the issue, please bring it to the notice of your peers and tutors and contact the anti-ragging cell. And for any other admin queries and student services, use these email addresses to reach out to people. Finally, before we meet for the question and answer session, it is essential for you, the student, as well as your guardians, to go once again very carefully through the CFP Student Handbook. You have already signed indicating that you have read and agreed to all the conditions, but it is really important to make sure everyone has clarity on all aspects. Please pay particular attention to the situations in which you, the student, may opt to discontinue your studies for a year and the implications of such a decision covered in Section 2. The academic structure to understand the credit distribution for the studio, ROWC and perspectives components. The academic requirements covered in Section 5 to remind yourselves of what we discussed earlier, the fact that you need to clear all the course components in order to progress to Semester 2. In other words, It is possible to fail and have to discontinue your studies except after the first semester if the program requirements are impossible to fulfill. The same applies for the end of the second semester. The handbook also mentions in detail the attendance policies and the grading and assessment we discussed earlier in this presentation, as well as the additional support available for the students who are struggling with certain components. Finally, you have some points of contact and details about the online teaching and learning, which also specify that the students may be required to appear for examinations on campus, obviously maintaining physical distancing norms.
Dear parents and students, please take this orientation seriously. If you have doubts, please seek clarifications on the day of orientation. We will not be screening this presentation on the day of orientation. You may go through it at your own pace several times beforehand, so we can spend more time addressing your questions and queries when we meet. This is also the format in which our lectures and classes would be conducted, known as flipped classroom, where the lecture and the theory is pre-recorded and the students are expected to see the material several times while the classroom time is used for studio work or clarifying doubts. You may please email your questions or queries regarding CFP and related matters to CFP admin beforehand so that we can address the common questions on the day of orientation. Thank you and best of luck.